Everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for being here with me, coming back. I'm back at you with another video. I want to talk about the journey of a healed success stepper. Man, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, and let me tell you, man, just the other day, I went through an exam to show me that I'm healed. And I know that I'm healed because the traumatic experiences that took place would have been triggers in another space and time for me, right? And I'm talking about triggers as far as anger. Because if you go deep into my criminal case, you're going to find that felonious assault was the theme, okay? And basically, under the influence of alcohol and drugs, that's why I refuse to ever pick up, I refuse to, pick up ever again. Because I don't care if it's legal or if it's not. Like I said, when I was finishing up my master's degree, Emotional Healing Solutions was my thesis, the paper that I wrote on it. And I talked about the 12 steps of recovery. And I gave a shout out to the two men who created the Alcoholics Anonymous program. And I told, in the paper, I shared my journey of my criminal case. And basically what I say in the thesis is that if you cannot tap into your own emotional stability and focus on the areas of recovery before you even realize you picked anything up, you have to work on the emotion before to prevent addiction. Like you cannot, because many people, you'll hear them say, I picked up my first cigarette when I was 7 years old, or I picked up my first, beer when I was 2 years old because I was walking and there was beer all around the house. So the mentality and the environment are major things that implicate addiction, future addiction. And without knowing your emotional position, I know that if people are dealing with drinking and open containers around the house, they're dealing with some other stuff too. They're dealing with some emotional abuse. They're dealing with some verbal abuse. They're dealing with, poverty. They're dealing with some stuff. Okay. So I decided to write in my Emotional Healing Solutions program the 12 steps, and I used the 12 steps as a reminder that emotion, and I'll share with you my 12 steps of emotional solutions program in the healing steps. I will share that with you next time because I wrote them down. Wow. It's so amazing how when you sit back and you look at the triggers. So that man that tried to trigger me yesterday and all those sirens and all of that stuff, it didn't put me into a fear of anything. What it did was just acclimate the fact that I'm healed. I'm healed from that. And what Meta did, putting my case out there, calling me a criminal, doing all this other stuff, although they don't know who I was before that situation took place in my life. That's how they throw people away, except for this is how they're doing it online now. But it's based upon what people put online in the beginning. So yeah, I understand it's a public case. So since it's a public case, then I'm going to make it a public analysis. I'm going to make it a public announcement. Shout out to R. Kelly. I'm going to make it a public announcement, and I'm going to share exactly what I feel was happening. Because if you had asked me when in 2000, if I ever thought that I would be incarcerated, having to face over 32 years of my life without knowing anything? I would have said, what? Not me. You'll never catch me there. You'll never catch me there. But life in the physical, see, when you have a lower vibrational frequency and all you can think about is what you see in your everyday world, grief, pain, struggle, challenge, I believe that's all a setup. Because if you didn't have all that and you had all your basic essential needs, you had your safety and security, you had your financial ability to where you're safe, you have your freedom to do what it is you want, you would elevate to your high vibrational self as well. It just wouldn't take as long. So by me elevating through all of those challenges, through the struggle of single parenthood, through the struggle of relationship breakups, relationship situations, independence, business owning, college, car issues, trying to buy a house, and then succeeding with all of that. I'm here to let you know that it gets greater later. And that's one thing that my children's father told me. It gets greater later. So thank you. Hats off. Because what you gave me was the best advice to get me through whatever challenges I was facing, and expect the unexpected. That was the other thing. I never believed it. And even when something expected or unexpected happened, I just chose how I was going to handle it. Nah, I don't think I'm going to deal with that. Like even in my criminal case, it was like, nah, I don't believe that's real. That's not real. Because I'm going to take it to trial. Let them tell me it's real, because I don't think it's real. Nah. Oh, you can go and you can get 6 months. Why would you give me 6 months if I plead guilty for something you say is deserving of 30-something years, 32 years? Why would you give me that type of blessing like that? Just to have me in the system? Just to be able to do what Meta AI is doing right now to my name? Well, no. I'm going to take it back. I just went on and did my time. And that 32 years went down to thank God for working through the judge. Because if it was probably the human judge, that man probably would have said, throw the book at her. But God was like, nope. 4 years. Go in, get done in 12 months, 18 months. And then even inside, the devil, demonics were working. So I'm here to let you know in this video number 3, the journey of a healed success stepper. Keep stepping. Keep stepping. Because if you don't give up, and if you stay strong, 10 toes down, you're guaranteed to make it through. And you're going to make them look like a fool while they were trying to make you look like a clown. They'll start looking like the clown. Because you know why? They put you in a position where they tried to destroy your name. They tried to do, because that, to me, my case just should have never happened. It just should have never happened. At least call my neighbor to the stand, just so I can get some clarification, some rebuttal, some defense. You see, because if she laced me, how is that my fault? How is that my responsibility that she invited me to dinner and put that stuff in my pure pure system. I didn't know. I would have never thought that she did that. But the pain that she suffered after having done it, wow. You think what I went through was something. Good Lord. And she's lived that life consistently over time. I hope she's healed. But it takes a strong-minded individual to go through it, to get to it. You want to get to that recovery. You want to get to that, place in life where you know that you deserve more. You don't want to be forgetting your name. You don't want to be being told that you didn't do this. And then when you are on that side of recovery and you go back and you want to claim what's rightfully yours, that's when all hell breaks loose. People start telling you, oh, you're not Dr. Shine because you were that one that we left out there looking up, talking to yourself. You were the one that we ingested and then told you to, put you on bond all those years just to see you mess up. And you didn't. You went to college. We didn't know what to do with that part. We didn't know what to say when you walked across that stage while you were on bond. We didn't want to consider that. We just wanted the moment to be able to use your name for our gain. They made lots of money off of me. They're probably $500,000 in confusion, in paperwork. Pushing paper. But growth is everything. And today, I have to say, on this journey of a success stepper, I ain't even mad because you know what? I learned so much through the scenario until the enemy did nothing but help me. You see? Because my time is always being used wisely. Always. Never going to get caught up in an unnecessary situation because the Most High and my success team, they have me. And if they didn't have me, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be here right now in this video. I'd have been long dead and gone. But see, I buried the low vibrational frequency of who I used to be. I buried it March 23rd, 2011, when I woke up and said, oh, what happened? What happened? Did I hurt anybody? Did I kill anybody? That's a crazy place to be when you wake up not knowing where you are, only to ask the question, did you kill someone? Did I unalive someone? No. But they want to make it look as though I'm such a horrific person. But I say, unless you have never, ever, ever in your life disrespected anyone, manipulated anyone, if you've never manipulated anyone, if you've never sinned in any way, shape, or form, if you've never lost your mind through grief, if you've never been addicted, please text me because I need to talk to you, because I need you to understand that this thing is really, really real in these streets. And I am a survivor. I am not a victim. And I want those who have been on the other side to realize that I'm the example. I'm the living witness and example that God will turn your life around. God will make it official in your life to show up and show out for you when the enemy tries to destroy everything that you're building. So I just want to leave that on this video number 3, is it? Yeah, 3. All right, God bless.